just a little boy, I asked my father, what will I be? Will I be handsome? Will I be rich? Is what he said to me. Que sera, sera. Whatever will be, will be. The future's not ours to see. Que sera, sera. What will be, will be.
Hello, everybody. This is Alicia and Liz, and we are Decoded Television Network. And this is from Decoded. Today, I wanted to briefly go over the 12 stages of the hero's journey.
Right.
Because I think that we want to be looking out for maybe who is following this journey.
We're taking the importance of what Ethan told Jade about a quest.
Right.
And
Exactly.
another name for a quest is the hero's journey. In a hero's journey, there are characters, there are things that have to happen for it to be a proper quest.
Right.
And so we've been talking about which characters might fit which roles, who might the hero be, and what might the quest be about. I think that one's kind of obvious. It's how to get out of here, right?
Right. Yeah. At least
to
right now,
find-
that's what it seems to be. Yeah.
Right. Find some key to either beating the monsters or freedom, getting home. But yeah, so we're going to look for an upcoming quest.
Right. So, okay. So there's kind of like three stages, three overall stages to the hero's journey, each with its individual story beats. So you've got one is the departure, two is the initiation, and three is the return. So within the departure, that's where you've got the ordinary world, the call to adventure, refusing the call to adventure, meeting the mentor, and crossing the threshold. So the call to adventure is basically the inciting incident. It's something that is disruptive and that pulls the hero out of their ordinary world toward a journey that will change their life if they survive. Ordinary world is what happened right before they got pulled into Fromville. So I feel like that could be anybody. It does say that the heroes are going to resist the initial call to action, which happens too, right? Like we saw Jade really do that initially.
I was going to say that's what puts Jade up on the leaderboard for me,
right?
For the hero.
Yeah, I agree.
He's
and because also like we didn't really see Ethan, because we were talking a little bit about what could it be Ethan. Ethan definitely didn't resist the call to action.
No.
He was embracing
very
it.
open. Yeah.
So refusing the call to adventure and then meeting the mentor. So after they're there,
what if Ethan's the mentor?
Yeah, I'm kind of feeling like maybe Donna is the mentor.
Or Victor.
Yeah, Victor. Yeah. Like if everybody is on their own hero's journey, then for Ethan, the mentor would be Victor. Maybe for like Jim and Jade, the mentor's Donna or Boyd. So maybe we're even looking at something where everybody's their own hero on their own journey.
Tabitha, digging to find the source of electricity. She was on her quest.
Yeah, exactly.
And Victor led her to safety.
Yeah, exactly. And also it says that the mentor should ultimately result in a revelation, giving the hero what they need to face the challenge.
Okay.
So I do, yeah, I mean, I think that we see that happening in different ways. You said with Victor and Tabitha, and then
back to what Ethan was telling Jade about, offering insight. Like there are good symbols and bad symbols, and you have to figure out which is which.
Yeah.
Ethan seems to have a lot of information. And that to me seems like a mentor.
I agree. Yeah, that's true too. That's a good point. Then we have the crossing the threshold, which they say is the point of no return. So like the protagonist has learned from the mentor, they've gained their confidence, and it becomes this dramatic turning point that they're pushed to because of the antagonist. And so
there's no turning back now. There's
right. Yeah.
Okay.
And with Boyd, that could play into him going in there and then, getting infected with the blood.
Yeah.
Maybe
he has to find a solution or a
Yeah.
cure.
Because he really, really plays into at the end of season 1, like, I'm going on my journey. I'm going on my own journey to try and get us out of here.
Yeah.
Um,
And look
and
what
talks about
happened.
it in that light quite a bit.
Yeah.
Hands off everything to Kenny. You're the sheriff if I don't come back, all of that.
Yeah.
And then 6, you've got tests, allies, and enemies,
Where you
which
kind
I
of
think is pretty
gather,
self-explanatory.
yeah, you gather people by your side to,
Mhm.
you realize that you can't do it alone.
Right. Which is why we often see them in little groups too of, 3 and stuff like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then, ooh, this is interesting. And so we get to 7, approach to the inmost cave.
Ooh.
Yeah.
In
So,
caves.
right. So it says the approach to the inmost cave section gives characters a chance to reflect on the challenges of the previous section. Remember that the stakes and tension need to continue rising. So the previous section should have been the hardest challenge yet. Everybody, the heroes and the allies are being beaten and bruised. Maybe, 1 or 2 have died along the way, but we're regrouping, gathering our wits, and trying to prepare to face whatever comes next from the antagonist.
If you look at it as the whole town going on a
Mhm.
quest,
Right.
you could look at the failed tower, Boyd's failed journey into the woods,
Yeah.
Tabitha's failed digging for electricity source.
hmm
They all, they're coming out bruised, battered, but ready to move forward, to keep going
Exactly.
forward.
Exactly. Yeah. That's great. I love that. I think that really lines up well because I think we are seeing sort of some similar arcs within each person. So yeah, I like that the town sort of all of them collectively. This is interesting. It says too here with the approach to the innermost cave, it's a good place for them to formulate a plan of attack. So I think that might even go to what we've been saying in predicting where this might be heading for the rest of the season, which is now that I have this information, okay, how can we plan an attack on the monsters? So,
Now that we know where they sleep.
right, exactly. And then number 8 is the ordeal and is the biggest test yet and is a transformative event that affects how the hero goes forward in their journey. So the confrontation is going to have really the highest stakes so far, and it's going to be part of the central conflict that brings the hero to their darkest point, eventually creating a change through them, a metamorphosis that allows them to push through to get to the other side of the journey.
I can totally see a scenario where a bunch of them gather to go into the caves or the tunnels
Mm-hmm.
to try to kill the monsters.
Mm-hmm.
And those little troll, jailed troll children alarms go
Mhm,
off and they realize, oh, we're fucked. And
mhm.
a number of people die, or a
Yeah,
couple of key
yeah,
characters die.
yeah, I would agree, and then maybe the hero is feeling guilty because he feels like they've led.
I led them into their
Yeah,
death. Yeah.
exactly, yeah. And then number 9 is the reward. So, after the action and emotion of the ordeal, this spot is a place for us as an audience and the characters to kind of regroup, catch your breath.
Get a boost.
Yeah, exactly. Get a boost. So, maybe a little celebration or of some kind to sort of mark the sacrifices that have been made. So it's a big milestone in the journey and is kind of the end of act 2. So as we go through the season, something like that might be closer to the end,
Yeah.
And then 10 is the road back. So at this point, the hero is going to try and start the journey back to the ordinary world, but there's still consequences to their actions. It's not as simple as they thought it would be. And so
You-
those things are still there's still going to be tribulations that, come up.
Another prediction.
hmm
If that is like the end of season 2, we could see them thinking, we've got the key, we know how to get home.
hmm
And much as what Martin was talking about, they find themselves in an even worse
Right.
situation
Yeah, exactly. They think
somewhere else,
yeah. Right.
but now they're really trapped.
Yeah. And so it says, like, yeah, because of that, it really reestablishes the central conflict of the story.
The stakes.
Yeah. And then 11 is the resurrection, which is meant to be the climax of the story. You know, the stakes and the tension are higher because we know that if the hero fails, the world is going to be changed forever and for the worst. So they have to use everything that they've learned to defeat the big bad, whatever that is.
I think the writers are setting up season 2 to kind of flow this way. That's my prediction. Of
I
the
agree.
week.
I think so too. Yeah.
All the talk from Ethan about the goddamn Crom Knuckle, whatever that is.
Exactly. I think so. They've really like hit that hard with that and with the quest and the hero's journey. They've really talked about that a lot. And then the last one is the 12 is the return with the elixir, so to speak. So it says that the heroes return from the special world to the ordinary, sometimes called the magic flight. The hero is now changed for the better, and as it shows what new skills, items, knowledge, or understanding of the world the hero brings with them. That would be the elixir, and it can often be used to help those that the hero left behind in the ordinary world. So, learn the lessons, and maybe the hero settles back down into this world, or maybe they've outgrown it and they've got to do something else. But that's kind of where everything wraps up there at the end of whatever it is.
A quest or a hero's
Their quest.
journey.
Yes, the quest. So I can see there being a quest like within each season and then, within the series as a whole too.
Me too. I want to say that the whole show is going to end up being like a quest.
Yeah, I think so. I think that makes the most sense. So some of the different character types to look for would be the hero, obviously, the mentor, the allies, a herald, somebody who brings news, a trickster, a shapeshifter, a guardian, and a shadow. So just to kind of refresh there and keep in mind that, as you're watching, that those are some of the things that we're looking for, and also in looking how it was going to play into, the quest itself.
Now, what is a shadow character?
I think the shadow character is meant to be like something that's kind of lurking.
Maybe someone following them?
So the role of a shadow within the hero's journey, the shadow hinders the protagonist during the exploits and kind of creates difficulties. Sarah could maybe even be like a shadow.
Absolutely.
Where you're thinking that person is there to help you or that they're innocuous, but really they're setting up difficulties for you as you go.
That's Sarah.
Yeah. So it says the purpose of the shadow is always to basically be opposite of the hero.
Got it. All right. That makes sense.
Yeah. There's lots of really great things that I think were set up in these first, 2 episodes of season 2. And I'm really excited to see where it goes and get answers along the way, because I do think that, we'll get answers to some things, but that might lead to bigger questions too. And we'll see. But I really loved the first 2 episodes. I thought it was great.
Me too. I like looking at it from the context of the quest, the hero's journey, the idea of that playing out. Who knows if it will, but it seems like that's where we're going.
Yeah, but it seems that way.
All right.
Well, I think that wraps it up. How about for you, Liz? Was there anything you wanted to mention before we wrap this one?
I think I'm good.
Awesome. Okay. If you're not subscribed already and you are interested in more of this content and want to know when we're dropping new videos, make sure to subscribe and hit the bell so you get your notifications. We're also on TikTok as at Decoded TV Network, and Twitter as well. So sometimes we'll put little videos or little screenshots there with different questions that we have. And let us know in the comments what you think. What are your theories? What do you want to hear more about? What are you interested in? And we're excited to see what unfolds the rest of the season. All right. Well, until next time, thank you very much. And we will see you soon. Bye.
Bye.
When I was just a little boy, I asked my father, what will I be? Will I be handsome? Will I be rich? Is what he said to me.